Welcome to Knol, your go-to for digesting the big ideas from big reads in just a handful of minutes. Today, we're diving deep into The Culture Code by Daniel Coyle. Imagine you could tap into the secret sauce that makes groups like the Navy SEALs, the San Antonio Spurs, and the Pixar animation studio outperform all others. These aren't just teams, they're incubators of excellence, and you could apply their magic to your own group, project, or organization. That's exactly what we're about to explore. The Culture Code isn't a dry academic treatise, it's a journey. Coyle uncovers the essence of how the most cohesive and successful groups function and thrive. This book peels back the layers on the rich and intricate dynamics that empower these teams to achieve incredulous heights. Whether you're a manager striving to lead a high-functioning team, an educator shaping young minds, or just someone trying to get a group of friends to gel for your Tuesday trivia nights, there's something in these pages for you. So grab your note-taking tools, or simply lean back and let the ideas wash over you. I'm here to walk you through the pivotal concepts, the human stories, and the research-backed strategies that the Culture Code lays out, all in a laid-back, easy-to-follow chat. It's time to unlock the potential within any group and weave the invisible threads that transform a collection of individuals into a powerhouse collective. Are you ready? Let's get going. What distinguishes a group of individuals from a high-functioning, seemingly undefeatable team? In The Culture Code, Daniel Coyle peels back the layers on this very topic. He embarks upon a quest to understand the fabric that binds successful groups together and what sets them apart from the rest. Coyle doesn't take us through hypotheticals or baseless theories. Instead, he places us directly into the meeting rooms and onto the playing fields of some of the world's most outstanding organizations. It's as if we're a fly on the wall at Zappos, observing the vibrant interactions that fuel their business, or sitting courtside with the San Antonio Spurs, taking notes on the interplay between coach and player that has culminated in championship after championship. Why do these teams excel, you might ask? Coyle suggests it's not necessarily the sum of individual talents, nor is it luck or serendipity. It's something deeper, more profound. It's about how members of the group interact, connect, and support each other towards a common goal. He highlights patterns of communication, mutual trust, and the establishment of clear objectives as crucial predictors of a group's success. Through his meticulous examination, Coyle uncovers the subtle, often overlooked signals that these teams send within their ranks. Signals that say, "We are connected, we share a future." It's in the way a coach pauses to truly listen to a player's concern, or how coworkers at a tech startup stay late to troubleshoot a peer's code, not because they have to, but because they want to. The beauty of Coyle's work is that it's both an insider's look and a guide. He not only explains what makes these teams excel, but also translates it into something tangible that we can all grasp. It's the antithesis of a one-size-fits-all formula. Each group's signature is distinct, yet the underlying principles are universally applicable, whether you're part of a small nonprofit or a giant corporation. By the time you finish this part of our Knol journey, you'll have garnered valuable insights into the secret makeup of these extraordinary teams. And while these insights may not turn your group into the next Google or Navy SEALs overnight, they plant the seeds for creating a culture that evolves, adapts, and ultimately excels together. We have to consider if the secret lies not solely in the high-profile leaders, star performers, or the allure of a charismatic figure, but perhaps in the steady hum of camaraderie and the collective resolve that each group member brings. With Coyle's guidance, we are encouraged to look beyond the surface and explore the complexities that drive highly successful groups to achieve the extraordinary. In The Culture Code, Daniel Coyle uncovers the essence of a cohesive culture by zeroing in on 3 pivotal skills. These aren't just any set of random skills. They are the ones that, put together, form the bedrock of some of the most successful organizations around the globe. First on this list is building safety. It's the foundation of a strong group culture, an atmosphere where individuals feel connected and protected. It isn't just about physical safety. Coyle talks about the comfort of being your true self without the fear of making a mistake and then being sidelined for it. It's a sense of belonging that says, "Hey, we're in this together," whispering softly in the ears of each member of the group. This sense of safety leads to open conversations and a team that thrives on collaboration rather than competition. Moving on to sharing vulnerability, this is where things get interesting. Coyle suggests that groups who share their vulnerabilities tend to bond and build trust at a faster rate. It's like this mutual openness is a signal that says we're all human and we're all fallible. This shared vulnerability sets off a cascade of cooperative behaviors and a culture where people feel their contributions are truly valued and necessary. It enables group problem solving and empowers individuals to speak up, knowing their teammates will approach their concerns or mistakes with empathy. The third skill lies in establishing purpose. Purpose acts as the North Star for these high-functioning groups, providing not just direction, but motivation. Coyle presents the importance of storytelling in this context. A leader's ability to craft a compelling narrative can give a powerful sense of identity and unite the group under a shared mission. This isn't about slogans on the wall, it's the stories we tell each other, the shared language, and the specific objectives that remind everyone why they're doing what they're doing and who they're doing it for. So building safety, sharing vulnerability, and establishing purpose are not just items on a checklist. They're the ingredients in a recipe for a culture where individuals feel they truly belong, are comfortable being themselves, and are united under a common, meaningful goal. And that's the kind of culture that not only survives, but thrives through thick and thin. Creating a sense of safety might not sound like a revolutionary concept, but when it comes to cultivating a successful group, it's a game changer. Daniel Coyle places this idea right at the heart of his book, The Culture Code. He portrays safety as the foundational bedrock upon which high-performing cultures are built. So let's dive into why safety in a group is pivotal and how it translates to trust and success. Safety, in Coyle's analysis, isn't about just physical well-being. It's the emotional and psychological assurance that one's ideas and contributions are valued and respected. Ever noticed how in some groups, people seem to naturally open up, share their thoughts, and jive together like a well-rehearsed orchestra? That's safety at play. Coyle suggests that the feeling of connection and belonging fosters this comforting group environment where members aren't afraid to take interpersonal risks. Now, creating this environment doesn't happen by chance. Leaders play an instrumental role. It's the subtle cues and behaviors that signal to group members that they're in a safe space. Coyle dives into the nuances of this, describing actions like active listening, acknowledging others, and setting the stage for everyone to have a voice. It's almost like a leader is the conductor, ensuring every instrument is tuned to contribute to the symphony's success. But why is this safety so crucial? It's simple. When people don't fear they'll be embarrassed or punished for speaking up, they're more likely to share their groundbreaking ideas, to take those innovative leaps that could propel the group forward. A culture of safety encourages exploration, and it's in this exploration that groups discover their greatest achievements. Yet, safety doesn't mean group members will always agree. Coyle contends that's actually far from the goal. Disagreements, when couched in a culture of safety, are not threats. They're opportunities for growth, for ironing out the creases and reaching better solutions together. That's the kind of trust that transforms a group of individuals into a cohesive unit with a shared vision. Coyle provides ample examples from a range of organizations where safety forms the cornerstone of culture. From basketball courts to boardrooms, the principle is the same. Safety breeds confidence, and confidence breeds success. Whether you're a manager, a coach, or a community leader, building a sense of safety isn't just about making people feel better. It's about creating an environment where success is the natural outcome. So remember, trust doesn't magically appear. It's nurtured in the soil of safety. In our next exploration of the Culture Code, we'll delve into how vulnerability is not just okay, but a powerful force for building that trust. Stay tuned as we uncover the fascinating dynamics of vulnerability and its role in creating a fearless culture. When we think about the foundations of a strong team, vulnerability doesn't typically come to the top of the list. However, Daniel Coyle's The Culture Code brings to light an intriguing paradox. The most successful groups are those where members are not just allowed, but encouraged to be open about their weaknesses. It's the power of vulnerability that pushes a group from just good to truly outstanding. How does this work? Firstly, it helps to break down the formalities and barriers that normally exist between people. When a team leader admits a mistake or discusses their own areas of uncertainty, it sets a tone for the whole group. It's like saying, hey, it's okay not to be perfect. This creates a psychological safety net for others to speak up and contribute without fear of ridicule or reproach. Coyle illustrates this with examples from very different worlds, like a group of Navy SEALs or a team of writers for a comedy sketch show. In such high-pressure environments, you'd expect there to be no room for showing weakness. Yet it's precisely those moments of vulnerability that forge stronger ties and foster a team's resilience. But this isn't about sharing for the sake of sharing. It's strategic vulnerability. Coyle points out that vulnerability acts as a signal that you trust others and believe in the collective intelligence of the group. When one person opens up, it invites others to reciprocate. Before you know it, there's a virtuous cycle of trust and cooperation taking shape. Suddenly, ideas flow more freely, innovation skyrockets, and people are willing to go the extra mile because they know their colleagues have their backs. In one stunning example, he recounts how a leader's admission of error led to a turnaround in group sentiment and performance. It's those moments that transform a group's culture and generate a shared belief in their mission and in each other. As we continue to unravel the lessons from the culture code, remember this: embracing vulnerability isn't a sign of weakness. It's a strategic move and a strength, catapulting groups to levels of success that might otherwise seem unattainable. So if you're looking to elevate your team, consider how openness and the sharing of vulnerabilities can serve as the glue that binds you all together. What's the secret sauce that makes a group tick? Imagine a crew rowing in perfect sync, or a business team polishing off projects after projects with seamless collaboration. In the Culture Code, Daniel Coyle answers this by diving deep into the concept of shared purpose, a critical ingredient in the recipe of successful groups. Leaders, take notes, because forging a shared purpose is more than just setting goals. It's about crafting a narrative that resonates with every team member. Coyle emphasizes that storytelling is your superpower here. Think about it, we're hardwired to respond to stories. They knit us together, giving us a common language and emotional connection. When leaders share stories that embody the team's values and ambitions, they're not just telling tales. They're providing a compass that guides the team through thick and thin. But our ship needs a clear direction, right? That's where setting clear priorities come into play. Priorities cut through the noise and confusion, highlighting what truly matters. Coyle illustrates that when every team member understands what's vital and what's not, decision-making becomes streamlined, and everyone moves in unison towards the set objectives. Finally, let's talk about the future, our shared future. According to Coyle, a powerful sense of shared destiny can surge motivation and commitment to a whole new level. It's like standing at the foot of a mountain with your team, eyes trained on the peak, hearts pounding with a singular passion to reach the top together. That's the magic of highlighting a shared future. Everyone feels invested in the journey and the success that awaits. Through these strategies, leaders can transform a group of individuals into a powerhouse of collective endeavor, all rowing to the rhythm of one shared purpose. Just as Coyle presents in his book, it's not just what you achieve, but how you achieve it together. In the Culture Code, Daniel Coyle doesn't just leave us with theories. He places a toolkit firmly in our hands, one that's been honed by studying some of the world's most successful organizations. Let's dive into some real-world examples and actionable steps that can be your blueprint for cultivating a thriving group culture. For starters, take the example of the San Antonio Spurs, a professional basketball team celebrated for their team-first culture. Coach Greg Popovich fosters connection through what Coyle calls non-obvious signals. After every game, win or lose, Popovich holds a team dinner, sharing meals, stories, and camaraderie. This ritual strengthens the social fabric, ensuring that players feel valued, not just for their performance on the court, but also as integral parts of a close-knit community. Then there's Pixar. We all marvel at the studio's string of hits, and Coyle points out that their brain trust meetings are a cultural cornerstone. In these gatherings, candor rules, ideas are challenged, and failures dissected not with ego, but with the aim of betterment. This environment of trust and vulnerability encourages risk-taking and creative problem-solving, key ingredients in Pixar's recipe for success. But how can you apply these lessons? Start small. Foster connectivity in your team by encouraging personal story sharing, just like Popovich's dinners. Embrace the brain trust approach by creating a space where honest feedback is the norm and where it's safe to speak out, just like at Pixar. And most importantly, tackle problems together, viewing each challenge as a collective puzzle rather than an individual's burden to bear. Daniel Coyle's insights from The Culture Code are gold mines for anyone seeking to understand the makings of a great culture. Whether you lead a team of 200, these lessons hold the potential to transform the way you work, collaborate, and achieve success. We've touched upon a few real-world practices, but the book is rich with more stories and strategies waiting for you to explore and implement. So go ahead, take these lessons off the page and into your world, and watch your own group culture flourish. As we round off our exploration of The Culture Code by Daniel Coyle, it's clear that the magic of successful groups isn't so mystical after all. It's about the small signals of connection, the shared narratives, and the courage to show vulnerability within a safe environment. Coyle hasn't just given us a fascinating read, he has equipped us with a toolkit to build stronger, more cohesive cultures, be it in our workplaces, our communities, or even within our families. The next time you step into a meeting or join a group project, remember the importance of building safety. It's about making sure everyone feels heard and valued, a concept that might seem basic, but in practice can be incredibly powerful. Whether you're the leader or a team member, those signals of belonging, active listening, eye contact, and small affirmations can make all the difference. Don't shy away from sharing vulnerabilities either. It may feel counterintuitive, but those moments where you're open about challenges and mistakes can be pivotal. They invite others to contribute, collaborate, and innovate. And through this shared vulnerability, trust is born and solidified. Lastly, forge a shared purpose. Craft a story that everyone is a part of. Set clear goals that resonate with the group's values, and keep the vision of your shared future alive. When every member of the group feels aligned with the purpose, you're not just a team, you're a collective force. As we close this summary, take a moment to reflect on the groups you belong to. How can you apply the lessons from The Culture Code to strengthen your own circle? Maybe it's by starting a conversation about group values, or perhaps by simply expressing appreciation for your teammates. Whatever it may be, the power to transform your group's culture lies with you. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into The Culture Code. Here's to building more connected, creative, and successful groups in all areas of our lives. And remember, it's not just about the individual brilliance, it's the collective synergy that truly makes a group excel. Keep cultivating that culture and watch as the remarkable unfolds.